An alleged school shooter, and not over the life he is accused of taking, but the abusive past he could not escape.
Denver 7 starts right now.
We don't like talking about school shooters, not on air, certainly not in person.
We prefer to think of the victims, the heroes, people like Kendrick Castillo, who was both, or his parents, who have shown such courage and strength in the face of this tragedy.
But we also must acknowledge that the people who carried out the attack that claimed Kendrick's life also grew up in our community, ate at the same restaurants, walked the same streets. We don't have to forgive them, feel sympathy, or show their faces.
But they are, by law, innocent until proven guilty. And if we want to understand how this could happen, how we can stop it from happening again, we're going to have to try to understand where they went so horribly wrong. And today, Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski sat in the courtroom as the younger of the two STEM suspects sat in court and heard his life story read aloud. Jennifer?
Shannon and Ann, it was a heavy and emotional day in court where we learned very intimate details about the alleged shooter. The judge has already ruled that there's enough evidence for it to go to trial. But today's hearing was to determine whether or not he will be tried as an adult or a juvenile. The defense calls 8 witnesses to the stand Tuesday. Most are mental health professionals or school employees. The defense is trying to paint Alec McKinney as a teen with a tough childhood who struggled with depression. A social worker in his youth detention center talks about his symptoms, saying McKinney hears voices that tell him to hurt himself. A Douglas County High School dean describes how McKinney gave his mom's prescription drugs to a friend who later overdosed. The school suspended McKinney and he eventually stopped going to school before later enrolling at STEM School. McKinney and his mom began crying in the courtroom as his aunt takes the stand. Courtney Lloyd tells the courtroom how McKinney's dad beat his mom, saying there were a lot of altercations in front of the kids. A family friend is the last to testify. She describes a disturbing encounter with McKinney's father at the Castle Rock salon where they worked. The friend says she had to call police after he threw something against the wall, and he threatened to kill her. Prosecutors are quick to point out McKinney's dad was deported in 2010, and he hasn't seen that abuse in nearly a decade. Certainly some very emotional and tough moments throughout the court hearing today. Now, this reverse transfer hearing is expected to last until next Tuesday. For now, we're reporting live in Castle Rock. I'm Jennifer Kovaleski for Denver 7.
Yeah, some troubling stuff. All right, Jen, thank you so much.